Aylin and Ozan are Interpol officers who have been assigned to investigate a series of art thefts around the world. The thief seems to be breaking into museums and stealing the least valuable works of art, ignoring the other priceless artifacts in the same location. They quickly realize that the art thief is not grabbing the least valued paintings at the museums, but specifically all paintings related to love. Putting this together helps them figure out the next target for the thief. Aylin is right, but the thief is able to grab the painting in broad daylight with no one knowing and leave Aylin just enough of a trace, see his face, but not be able to catch him. Aylin immediately knows who the thief is now, her ex-lover, Goonie. Goonie and Aylin were going steady when he suddenly disappeared, without explanation, and left her heartbroken. Interpol chief refuses to arrest Goonie, as he is a billionaire and can easily buy the paintings he wants. He also says that Aylin has a history with Goonie, and hence they need solid evidence against him. Aylin decides she's going to use her charm to catch Goonie red-handed. When Aylin approaches Goonie, he asks her for a second chance, and she pretends to reluctantly give in. Goonie explains that he ran away the first time as he was scared of commitment. In the meantime, Ozan has the information to figure out who is working with Goonie now, and they also find a warehouse where they work. Aylin tries to go there and get some evidence, but she's caught by Vera, Goonie's hacker. Vera and Aylin get into a physical fight, leading Vera to believe Aylin is a cop. But she only manages to see her eyes as Aylin was wise enough to cover her face. From the recovered material, Aylin figures out that the next theft will be in Prague. Aylin and Goonie spend more time together, and he tells her that he doesn't want to spend time apart, but he has a business trip to Prague for 2 days. Aylin convinces him to take her along. This is when she gets the billionaire treatment, and he takes her on a private jet and gifts her fancy new clothes. On the flight, Vera finds something strange about Aylin and tells the other guy on their team, Omer, that she might have been the cop who tried to break into the warehouse. At the time, Goonie had dismissed the idea and said it must have been a random break-in. Aylin's partner shows up at the hotel saying she can't be doing a mission that her chief denied, but she's determined to catch Goonie. However, Ozan thinks it's just her attraction to him that's keeping her there. Goonie takes Aylin to a private dress rehearsal for a romantic musical she's been wanting to watch, and it is enough for her to fall for Goonie again. Aylin and Goonie almost go all the way in his hotel room, but Aylin claims they're going too fast and leaves. The next day is the day of the robbery, and Goonie leaves Aylin with a car to use all day while he has some work. The second he's gone, Ozan and she follow him. Yet again, they're unable to catch him. And they're back to Istanbul and square one. Faisal Varli is an old man and a sleaze who is a businessman, and Goonie plans on buying his company. Faisal has a private painting collection. He gives Aylin and Goonie a private viewing of this collection, and immediately Aylin realizes they're all stolen. This gives Goonie the idea to break into the highly protected collection. This is a foolproof security system with too many layers, yet Goonie has the confidence to break into it. There's a voice and face recognition step, and there are about 75 cameras leading up to the collection, so it's almost an impossible task. Additionally, there's a set of words, like a passkey that keeps changing, that Faisal himself has to repeat for the vault to open. It's his voice that's recognized, but Goonie has a solution for it all. Just as Goonie is trying to break in and everything is going to plan, Faisal decides to bring a woman down to the vault. Vera freaks out, but just when they're about to enter the room, Faisal is asked to go back to the house. Aylin is there to tell Faisal that his collection is going to be stolen from him, but he doesn't believe her. She tells him that she doesn't know who it will be, but she knows there's a plan. This is obviously not the answer he wants, so he chokes her to try and get her to spill, but Ozan shows up at that moment. He asks for the crime scene, but Faisal tells him to leave if he doesn't have a warrant. Aylin decides the best thing to do is leave and take Ozan and the team with her. The next day, Faisal shows up in her bedroom and finds out it was Goonie who stole the painting thanks to her notes in her apartment with all the investigation on Goonie. Aylin tries to find Goonie to warn him and tell him the truth. Goonie already knew that Aylin worked for Interpol, and he left a trail for her to find him on purpose. Goonie had disappeared for some time without a trace because he was caught in Mexico. This left Aylin heartbroken because he never reached out to her or told her anything about what he used to do. After 3 years, he did a press conference to show up on the grid again, but by this time, Aylin had already started to work for Interpol in Paris. Apparently, he found it really hard to find her, and when he did, he couldn't just tell her he was a thief. So now, he basically made her go in circles to fall in love with him again. Goonie takes Aline to his grandfather's house. It seems he got interested in art thanks to his grandfather, who was a wonderful painter but was never recognized for his work. However, the reason Goonie decided to start stealing is because when they were first together, Aline told him that the Mona Lisa went up in value only after it got stolen. Faisal stands across from Goonie and Alan in front of a lake, a dead end. Faisal shoots past Goonie's ear, just missing him to threaten him. This is after Goonie has been tormenting Aline to tell him she still loves him all the way while running away from Faisal. Just as Faisal is about to shoot again, Ozan shows up. Goonie did Ozan a favor by giving him information about Faisal. When Goonie broke into Faisal's vault, he found information and documents that linked Faisal to the drugs trade. In return, Ozan will leave Goonie alone because he's only a harmless art and heart-stealing person. Since Ozan is an ex-narcotics officer, he is of course thrilled to lock up Faisal. Aline promises not to turn Goonie in and tells him she loves him. There are two options. One is that Aline stops working for Interpol so that she and Goonie can go on a robbing spree since they won't really have anything else to do. And they're both clearly so interested in art. On the other hand, Goonie will stop stealing for the thrill of it and go back to being just a boring old billionaire. Or maybe they start an underground art gallery together with all the stolen pieces and never get found out.